Hello and welcome to another episode of making Diablo clone in Common Lisp. So in this episode, so in previous episode, I've been working on the graphical user interface. So I've implemented the, hello, Eugene. So I've implemented the main menu with the buttons and stuff. So let me maybe demonstrate. So I got the main menu, I've got the version number in that main menu and some cheesy picture of some, I don't know, mountains or whatever. So yeah, that's it. So I got these buttons, I have the credits menu now, so it is all kind of working. I don't have the version number in demo, in this engine demo, but still it is in the main game. So I can have a new game, I can like restart that one, I can continue the current one. So yeah, this all works. Exit button also works. So in this episode, I think I'm gonna be doing some refactoring. It was due in a long time, so I think I got the working ECS system. Problem is there's several problems with that. It's not very performant first. Well, it is kind of performant, but it has some weird stuff that I don't want it to be doing. Then again, it is not very good at extending it. So yeah, I think today I'm gonna address some of those issues. So the first one is, I think, right now I'm implementing the new system in ECS like a new class. So I subclass this system class and implement some methods, and here you go, I got the system. So I think maybe I could make some macro. Yeah, the problem is that I reference those systems in many parts, like from any other systems, by using this systemref function. And this systemref function, what is basically it is doing, it is referencing this global systems variable. Well, it's not global variable per se, it is a Lisp dynamic variable. So it references that, and then it the references, well, it is the hash map, So I dereference this hash map, and it's not well, I mean this function sometimes happen to be in some type loops, so I don't want it to be very big, but right now it is quite big. So if I disassemble it, disassemble system graph, it got some stuff, like for instance, yeah, first of all it calls get hash, which is well, its time complexity should be O of constant, but still it is a separate function call. Then we got this reference in this systems variable. So here what isBCL does, it references some binding stack pointer, so we can guess there is some binding stack, so it references this stack for the current thread by this bunch of move instructions. So I think this might not be very cache friendly. Yeah, so my idea how to tackle this was some library, it's called global vars. So I've stumbled upon it almost by accident. Oh yeah, so that's the dark theme now. Okay, yeah, so let me just show that. So yeah, here's this library. It kind of adds an efficient global variables, as it says in common Lisp, and the idea about those is that well, it merely wraps the mechanisms that exist in SBCL. It is, yeah, this one's dev global and define load time global, and in CCL, dev static and dev static CR. And by the way, there is some hilarious chapter in this documentation, in CCL documentation, about these global variables. So they say this one. Like, yeah, they also provide a simple way to introduce race conditions and obscure bugs into your code, since every thread reads and writes the same instance. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, I've missed the question. What about pause the game when you call the exit menu? Yeah, about that. Actually, in the actual Diablo 2 game, in single player, yes, when you hit the escape to call the main menu, you actually got your game paused, sorry. But when you in multiplayer, for obvious reasons, you can't pause the multiplayer, so the game just continues. And I thought, well, at any point I'm gonna be doing some multiplayer, and I think what I'm looking for is, well, I'm just gonna force it to not to be paused. So yeah, that's the idea. The thing is, it would be kinda hard to implement, because I got these update methods for every system, and I'm gonna have to do some global pause flag. I don't know, it seemed tedious. So yeah, no pause, sorry. Right, so I was on the global variables. Okay, so I'm gonna quick load this library. Yeah, global vars, exactly. I've been already experimenting with that. And if we define, if we're gonna define these system instances with this define global var, like, yeah, let's define some test variable x to some value 3, so we can access, oh sorry, we can access that. And then if we disassemble that, let's just check out, yeah, that one, I've been experimenting. It is just one indirect move. That's all the instructions the access to that compiles to. Where if we defined, like, for instance, a variable like y with some similar value, and then try and reference that, then we got a bit more of instructions. So we access that TLS index, we got some, again, indirect move, then we access again, we compare some stuff for some reason, and then we put something in that y. Yeah, that's kinda weird. What if we define that by that parameter, like that, and then access that? Yeah, still the same instructions. So it is a bit more And my idea is to replace those instances by that define global variable thing. Yeah. Oh, and the second idea which I had, and I thought I'll do it simultaneously, is to replace actually this clause class, the clause meaning common Lisp object system. Yeah, I'm waiting for multiplayer too, but for multiplayer I think first I should implement a proper single player. So yeah, it's kinda long way. I think maybe in half a year or maybe even more, but still, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so I was going also define those systems as the a premium account. Yeah, sure, why not, if you're gonna beta test that or something. Right, so I'm going to define that as the simple structures, so that if I access those fields, it also gonna be faster. The only thing that I wanted to check if to what this will compile. So let's say we have some structure with a struct like with some 2 data bits, like point with, I don't know, floating point x and y. So something like x with type double float, and then y of type double float. Yay! Oops. I think I screwed with the syntax of def struct. I kinda always forget that. Oh no, that's a def struct. Yeah, that one. Okay, I'm gonna just jump to examples. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, the extra parentheses. It is an extra list. Yep. Come on. So this is extra list. What? Not a string designator. I beg your pardon. I still got that wrong. So name and options, structure name, then options. Yeah, I just got the name, and then structure options. What the heck? Slot description, slot name, slot. Ah, I got the init form, so I have to set the initial value. Oops. 0. Alright, now what? Why it should be string designator? Man, that's awkward. How I managed to forget such simple syntax. Let's check. Nope. Struct. Here we go. Oh. Okay, let's just go with x and y. Okay. And what if that x had something like that? Type yeah, double float. Attempt to redefine. Yeah, sure. Recklessly continue. Okay, that worked. How that different from what I got previously? Double float. Redefine. Yeah, sure. Okay. That was weird. That was definitely weird. Okay, yeah, no matter. So now I got that point, and let's put let's define some global variable with that library. Define global var. By the way, what is the difference? I'm kind of forgetting this too. Same as evaluated at load time, not compile time. Yeah, I think I want load time, probably. Yeah, sure, definitely. And parameter accelerators are secondary definitions. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that one. Right. So define global var with star name and value. Okay, so let's name it, I don't know, s, and let's create a point. Big point. Yep. Okay, here we go. So if we access s, we got this point. If we access point x, we got 0. Nice. So what does it actually disassembles to? Let's see. So, okay, extra parenthesis. Here we go. Oh, that's weird, to say the least. So I got this s. Why this is happening? So if I only access s, what happens then? Okay, that's better. So how? Oh, I think that's probably because of the double floats, which are basically boxed by this code. I think. Yeah, let's test with fixed nums. So where is my structure? Here we go. So let's redefine that to be fixed num and oops and fixed num. Yeah. What? Define. Yeah, continue. Here we go. So now I'm gonna set it again. No, I think that wouldn't work. What time? Yeah, I should call it differently. Oh, yeah, and oh, what? Oh, yeah, okay, I've defined it with the wrong default. Here we go. So now we create this as one. Nice. And so I can access that, and yeah, in that I can access point x. Oh, so evil mode is doing weird things. Alright, here we go. So what are the disassembly for that? Oops. Oh. Come on. Okay, that's better. So now there's no boxing because of the fixed nums. And there is, okay, so there's just two move instructions. One is this first indirect one, which just fetches it from memory, like just the proper global variable, like in C. And the second one just accesses the field. So that means that in RAX there is some kind of pointer. So we kind of dereference that pointer. We add 5 bytes, I guess, from the beginning, and then we got that. And so we move that into RDX, and somehow we return the value in RDX. That's okay, no matter. Yeah. So I think this this will do. This fits. Yeah, and the only problem with that is that I'm using, yeah, so basically this generics dispatching would still work on structures, I reckon. Yeah, it should, but I'm using this one, initialize instance, and this only works for proper classes. So this only works when you call make instance. That's the problem. So I think I'm gonna need to replace that with something. So let's see. And I got even 2 of those. So this first one, okay, this one actually sets this how do you call it, this hash table, and then just does some checks about components. So it kinda checks if the system existed previously. Okay, I think I can ditch this one because this actually does not make much sense. Oh, and it calls system initialize. Right. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna write some shit down. So first of all, okay, let's go in the beginning. Yeah, like this to do. So, first of all, I'm gonna use this global var library. So I'm gonna use this one. So obviously I would have a macro which will take this system's name and generate the corresponding clause. And then, yeah, so first of all define instance, system instance. And yeah, secondly, we're gonna replace with the struct. Yeah, and then documentation. Oh, okay. Place with the struct, mine documentation, and then, so yeah, initialize instance, system initialize, right. So I'm gonna have to call this somewhere, call system initialize. And by the way, I do initialize all of those systems explicitly in that main file. Like, nope, not this one, this one. So yeah, here I have just this long list. I wonder if I can make this somehow better. Okay, I'm gonna go do that later. Alright, so I'm gonna call system initialize. Yeah, so the components flat malloc, instance def nil. Right, let okay, and components, yeah, I think I probably could have had the default nil here, but anyway. Alright, so initialize instance. So I can ditch this. This code probably have never even executed once. I mean, it's never happened that I initialize the new systems while the previous system of that class was active. Alright, so where else I use initialize instance? Yeah, just here. So here what happens is I just initialize the components, and I'm gonna be refactoring this later. Right, so initialize components. Alright. So maybe I should just have some wrapper around this structure's constructor, and that, I think that will do, probably. Right, so I think I'm gonna just dive in without further ado. So let's make macro dev system. I already got dev component, so yeah, this only makes sense. So what I'm gonna have here, obviously the name, and then probably the components. So how do I how do I made it with dev component? Okay, so I got this loads as rest and rest argument. Okay, so let's go with that here, and yeah, the order. So am I using this order anyway? Just update order. Is it even in documentation though? So yeah, that one. How it was called again? Yeah, maybe I should turn the dark mode on. Come on. Oh, the dark mode is not functioning on file URLs. Awesome, just awesome. Okay, anyway, where was I? The order, yeah. is about the sprite batch. Draw, RQ, render, schematics. Yeah, here we go. So I actually have this here. So it actually renders into the documentation. Okay. So right, order. Am I using that anywhere? Yeah, order. Let's see, my component. There's the component. Where's the component? Where's character system? Map system. Where order? Systems. Oh, okay. So the sprite batch, that's a bit different. And yeah, it also got different order. Okay. So render, tiled, debug system. Okay, so I think I'm only have different order value only for debug system and also for for combat system I also got one for some reason, and then for the sprite batch system also order of 10, and I'm only using that here. No, here. So in macro with systems. Okay. So where am I using with systems? I'm guessing in here. So with systems, yeah, I'm using it here. So I'm basically calling all of that stuff like system update and system draw in the corresponding order. All right. Okay. Right. Oh, and by the way, I think I can even remove that move with some extra options for devstruct, but I'll get to that a minute later. So the order, maybe I should have this as the explicit argument. So let's have it like with default. Oh, wait a second. That's the macro. Yeah, I think it wouldn't work that good with end-rest arguments. And I reckon using end-rest with end key is kinda awkward in Common Lisp. Yeah, okay. Right, I think PCL says something about that. So let's look at that. Lisp on functions, I guess. Yeah, here we go. Functions. So end key. Yeah, here we go. To give a function to the parameters after any required optional rest parameters, you include a single key and any number of the parameters specifiers. Which look like optional parameter specifiers. The function of parameters. Okay. Mixing. Yeah, that's one. The blah blah blah. Typical function of multiple types of parameters. You combine required parameters with only other flavor or possibly combine optional and rest parameters. To other combinations, either optional or rest automatic key can lead to somewhat surprising behavior. Yeah, I'm always stuck at this. So I'm combining rest with key. Yeah, you can safely combine, but the behavior may be a bit surprising, knowing the parameters of either rest and parameters as well as remaining after the required number of parameters have been filled in your process in a particular way, either gathered into a list for a rest parameter or assigned to the appropriate key parameters. If you were setting both current parameter list, then both things happen. All remaining values, which include the keywords themselves, are gathered into a list that is bound to the rest parameter, and the appropriate values are bound key parameters. Okay, so I got rest, I got the key, I got blah blah blah. Alright, so I'm gonna just need to sift all this order argument from the end rest argument, I think. Yeah. Oh. Right. So in rest I'm gonna have some lists that denote the fields of that structure. Right, so those are gonna be lists, and for instance can be a single list, and if I then call this function, then in rest I'm gonna have, in rest argument, I'm gonna have this start, which is like a p list, but then just one list that is the okay, I'm gonna experiment a little bit. Oh, and by the way, it is the macro, so maybe that would be some different rules. Okay, so test name, then and the rest slots, and then the keyword order with some default of 0. So I'm gonna just print slots and then order. Right? No, in the reverse order. Right. What was that? Name defined, slots defined. How it is? Okay. I'm gonna backquote. Put a comma for that. Name is defined but not used. Yeah, okay. So now I can call this test with like name, I don't know, some system, and then some slots, which will be like, I don't know, something like that. And then the order, for instance, 10. Right, what? Unknown keyword x0 expected one of order. But that is not a keyword. Oh, yeah, right. So I'm gonna put like that here. Yep. What now? Yeah, run past arguments. Odd number of elements in keyword value list. Alright, so maybe I should have this also as the keyword argument and not just rest, but that means that I would have to have this as the literal list, as the list. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So if I replace this rest with some argument like that, slots, right, and then call that with, slots, come on, like that. Oh, what? X, oh, right. So this, oh, and those arguments was evaluated. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't want that. I don't want the arguments to be evaluated. Oh, sweet Jesus. So can I at least have the order as default? So maybe if I go, nope. If I go with the first option, this one, so maybe if I just have the order here as the optional 10, not 0. Require argument does not symbol or list. How is that? So I guess I should have the optional here. Yeah, and by the way, this makes sense because system can even not have the any fields, and this is still entirely proper system. So optional, right? So this kind of compiles, and yeah, so now I don't have these keywords. I have only this. So if I do that, access undefined. Okay, it's still not working. So what if I only leave this? Oh, yeah, order. Okay, obvious. So I don't have order now, and form illegal function call. Oh, now this makes sense. So now I can just quote that like that, and yeah, now that works. But if I add some optional parameter, okay, so what if I combine optional and rest? So typically blah blah blah, you combine parameters without flavor, or possibly combine optional and rest parameters, right? So should I put optional after? So it is order, and now is slots. Misplaced optional. Okay, so I obviously should have optional before and rest. So order is amount, obviously. So, oh wait, it's not obvious. So I have order as optional argument 0, and then slots. Oh yeah, order. Obviously I should put a quote. Comma here. So just work. Okay, so now this form is evaluated, this x0. Maybe it is considered to be an order. Yeah. Alright, that's the problem here. So how do I solve that? So first of all, I want these slots to be defined as the normal list without any quoting. But maybe... no, I don't want that. Right, and then I want a way to specify an order if I want to. Right. Yeah, that's kinda awkward. So I can't have this as the optional argument, because then it is like I should put it always, and it's not like optional or anyway. Well, wait. That's weird. It's really weird. So the thing is that, yeah, I can put any arguments to a macro and they are not evaluated. Yeah, like that. But then if it is an optional argument, it is for some reason evaluated. Okay. And I can't have those as the keyword arguments either. So if I do it like that, so these slots and order 0. So then they are kinda evaluated all of a sudden. So this is kinda system. Then I have keyword slots and keyword argument order. So I can put slots like something like that. Yeah, I can't, because all of a sudden they are evaluated. Oh crap. Macro. Okay, I think I was googling already something about that. Macro key and rest arguments. Okay. Yeah, I think I was googling that already. Not a good idea to mix REST parameters with keyword parameters. Alright. Here's an example. REST args, key. Now if I want to create a map, I will technically use the multiple parameter list. Oh yeah, the multiple parameter list. I can use that for macro. Yeah. The keywords parameters in one list and rest or body in the other. Yeah, I already did that, probably even on previous stream, I think. Alright. So I can define that. I can have the name, then I can have the keyword argument order with some default value. And then I can have my REST argument slots. Yeah, just like that. So if I call that like that, no, it still doesn't work. One on keyword X, expected one of order. Okay. I think I had something like that in my GUI library for libelagro, that one, CL libelagro declared. I think I had something in LISP interface, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, that one. Right. So why can't I have the default keyword argument? Name and key and rest. Order and slots. Rest order. Should it be like optional? Nope. It shouldn't. Somehow error passed my arguments to test the macro. One on keyword X. Oh, I see. They should go differently, I think. So it should go like that. Yeah. And now those are evaluated again. How did that happen? Should it go like that? No. Should it go like that? No. Alright, that's awkward again. Form. So, does it even macro expand or something? Oh, it does. Right. It does macro expand to something. Right, I forgot the backtick here. Not the backtick, the how this called apostrophe. I forgot the apostrophe here, so now yes, still does not work. Once again, what does that macro expand to? Right, so how is that not a proper thing? Oh, I see, it's the print, right. So I should format. And now that works. So now if I set the order here, yeah, this also works. But if I remove those parentheses though, yeah, it does not work that well. Okay, so maybe I should put here some extra arguments, like maybe documentation. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now from this awkward intervention, I can get back to my code. So, rest logs. So here it is some extra parameter list with the keywords. So one of the keywords would be documentation, and then the other one would be order with the default of 0. Okay. Whew. I think that's how it should look. So, alright. This obviously would be a... Oops, no. This would be a def struct. With, I think, some extra options. So the name will go here, but also some options from def struct. So I think I'm gonna read the docs again. I reckon there was some valuable options that I can use here. So alright, yeah, structure time, readers, right, documentation is quite, constructor, yeah, the constructor. First of all, I would use some hidden constructor here. Okay, I think I used some of those probably in my sparse matrix, I think. Yeah, these ones. So the constructor, the copier, and the predicate. So obviously I don't need the copier because these systems are kinda singletons. And really they are just global variables with some global state. So, right. And then I obviously don't need the predicate, and I would have some special constructor, right? So, constructor would be make. Yeah, maybe the name will go here with percent, so it is like hidden. Wait, how do I use that? So I got... Oh, right, so this one with percent is like the low-level system one, which just makes the struct itself. And then I got make whatever, which is the actual constructor. Right, so make whatever, then here and predicate. Why is alignment so weird? The Emacs is evenly crap again. Oh yeah, the extra. Alright, so here should be actually the name. The name should be here. Yeah, the Emacs is absolutely right. Yeah, here we go. So we don't have copier, we don't have predicate. And I think there was also some options about memory, about the internal memory representation of those. And I think I want those here. So let's see. C name option. I think that's the one. Here in cloud initial offset. Yeah, initial offset. I think maybe that's the one. Name option predicate type. Okay. Let's see. Blah blah blah. Continuous string designator. What is that? All right. Slot options. Automatic prefixing. Okay, I think I don't need that. Oh, and by the way, maybe something should be done about the name. So, for instance, I'm gonna have like, I don't know, UI system. So I'm gonna call dev system like UI, and the struct probably should be UI dash system, probably dash system, and then the fields would be UI dash system dash whatever the field name is. So should I use system suffix here? Maybe I should. So it is like name. Okay, so I think I should use symbolicate here. Symbolicate. Is that the one symbolicate? So that would be like name, like maybe I, and then some system like right the dash, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So symbolicate the name and then this symbol system. Right. Okay, moving on. So, oops, not. Here we go. So, constructor. I already used that. I never written a line of Lisp, but I have written a lot of RPL, reverse polish Lisp. Oh, and what was it? Was it nice to program on? I honestly haven't heard about that reverse polish Lisp. But the thing is that I used at some point, well, I've written some code for the Soviet programmable calculators. It was kind of big thing in like 80s or maybe 70s, and it used the reverse Polish notation. It had some tiny stack on like 5 registers, and then yeah, completely insane. Okay, let me just quickly look at that. Well, let me know everything about that. RPL, that one. RPL. So let's look. Oh, the Hewlett-Packard scientific graphic RPM calculators. Alright, it's also for the calculators. I see. And it is it kind of recent? Originated, blah blah blah. Discontinued in 2015. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, first appeared 84. Yeah, that looks kinda meh. I mean, if you call that a Lisp, this should be an S expressions, and S expressions consist of, well, the round parentheses, and those are like what, the quotes, like these weird ones. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, man, that looks insane. F ABC ABC F. Oh, I see. A B C. Like the function is the last one. Yeah, I see. It's like maybe like the fourth language. I never written a line of fourth, but I heard it is like that. You put all of the like arguments, and then you kind of call the function that is the last one. I mean, that's the nice idea, though. Fourth is constantly in my list of languages I want to learn. Do quote A if you want to not evaluate A immediately. Yeah, exactly that. So if I call A like that, it says that variable A is unbound, but if I quote that, so then it is like the symbol A. Yeah. Yeah, the same here. Alright, I see. Yeah, that's the interesting stuff. Yeah, right, F, ABC. So B and C, I reckon they are kind of like functions or something like that. Yeah, I see. I see the idea here. Yeah, and by the way, there is some community that I sometimes partake. It is the Atlanta Functional Programming Group. They got the channel on YouTube, and they I guess maybe 2 weeks ago they were implementing some fourth compiler, I guess, in Common Lisp, and I guess that was fun. I also hadn't understood a bit from that, but yeah, that was fun. Which means your Diablo is easily portable to the calculator. Yeah, perhaps it is. By the way, I also had the idea to maybe even port that to the browser, so that I can play that into the browser. But this should take a lot of time, actually. But that's doable, I think. And the calculator, yeah, why not? Why the heck not? Right, so where was I? The constructor. So I already have the constructor. Yeah. The copier, I already have the copier. Include options with a new structure definition as an extension. Okay, I don't need the extensions for that structure. Good, blah blah blah. Initial offset. Yeah, here we go. Instruct the structure to skip over a certain number of slots before it starts allocating the slots describes the body. Oh, I don't need that either. This option argument is the number of slots the struct should skip. Conditional with type is also supplied. Slots to be allocated beginning with first. Right. Yeah, I think what I need here is the type. Named. Named specifies the structure is named, with no type specifying the structure is always named. Wait, what? If no type is supplied, then the structure is always named. Type always. Make bin op, function blah 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 blah. It does not, however, define a predicate for reasons explained below. The effect of making a simple construct a list of length 3. Oh, I see. Okay. So what's the idea here for the named option? To just like the function of that mistake or data type. Man, that's a lot to read. Structure defines the type option, type of frequency, type specifier, such as list for everything depending on the type, supplied in the type option structure names does not become a valid type specifier. However, if the named option is also supplied, then the first component of the structure is created by the structure. The structure function always contains the structure name. Oh, I guess that's because that's why there was this extra mof in that disassembly. So let's get back here. Yeah, so this extra mof, it skips this structure name, because as this says, however, if the named option is also supplied, or it is implicitly supplied by not using the type option. So then the first component of the structure always contains the structure name. Right. So if I don't have that, that means that I can't like use that structure in generics. Does it mean that? This allows the structure name to be required from an instance of the structure and allows a reasonable predicate for the compatible construction type to be defined as a defined name for predicate structure. Right, and then checking over the first component to the type name. And if I want to include named option, as before the becomes construction function, blah 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 blah. There's a different predicate effect. First construct a list of length 4. Oh. I think I'm lost here. Okay. Predicate. Okay, I supply that. Print function, I don't really need that. Or maybe I do. Okay, I will get back to that later. It's purely cosmetical. So, type. That one. Type explicitly specifies the representation to be used for the structure. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm after. So this argument must be one of these types. Vector. This creates the same result as prime vector t. The structure is represented as general vector, storing components as vector elements. The first component is vector element 1 if the structure is named, and element 0 otherwise. Alright. Vector element type. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just check it out with type of vector. So let's go in the struct point. Yeah. So this point will have the type of vector. Wait, what? Let's check. Oh, come on. What? Oh yeah, the extra parenthesis. Man, that syntax. Okay, so now if I access that, now it goes for RAX plus 1. Why the heck plus 1? Oh, maybe it is a type tag for the... No, I mean this is the kind of pointer dereference because of those rectangular quotes, I mean parentheses. So, so this still means I have some extra data here. Okay, what if I... So the list is actually not really good here because I mean it is the famous common Lisp list, which is just a stupid single linked list. But let's just go with that. Let's just go with point y. Yeah, that's that. So it just does the dereference 2 times, and that's not very cache friendly. If we go with x, yeah, still that. And if we go with maybe if we go with vector of fixed num, what would that do? Yeah, that's still RAX plus 1. So it means that this type thing does not really matter. I can just remove that and go with that, and it's still but now that's RAX plus 5. Yes, so I think this would not do me any good here, unfortunately. This representation thing. Because, well, I think for SBCL, the default is kinda already vector, maybe. Okay, what if I check CCL? How will it work for that? So I'm gonna quick load this global vars library, global vars, and yeah. So then I'm gonna define that global var. So like global vars. How is that called? Define whatever. Define global var. Right. I'm gonna just copy that. Here we go. Var like x with earmuffs 3, whatever. And then let's just check. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna try and access that. Oh, okay. How do I go continue? Okay. So I'm gonna just try and access that x with earmuffs. Oh, extra. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, CCL disassembly is kind of harder to read, but anyway. So we got what looks like a function prolog, and then yeah, I think that's also the part of that. So we have here only 2 mofs, which is 1 mof more than for SBCL. I wonder why though. Oh, okay, anyway, so what if I define that structure like that? Oops. So I define that, and then I try and access that S1 as if it was this structure, when in reality it's just fixed number. Anyway. Alright. Lambda blah blah blah, point x s1. Ooh, that's kinda more, I mean way more than for SBCL. So what is happening here? S1, I wonder what would be S1? X. Oh, it now tries to access S1. Okay, I have messed up the name of the variable, so let's access X. Yeah, here we go. So now just 3 moves. Okay. RZ. What is RZ? Okay, so we kinda access this X, and then right. So for ECL it was 2 moves. Here it was 3 moves. I guess that's the best I can achieve here. Oh yeah, I wanted to test different type. So let's maybe go with the vector. No, just vector. This one. I wonder if CCL will allow me to redefine that. Oh, it allows me to redefine that. Okay, let's disassemble that. Alright, it is the same, but the offset is different. Alright, so for CCL it also does not matter. Okay, is there any more options that I can use? No, I don't think so. There was this print function, but I think I'm gonna just stick with the default one, or maybe I will just print like this, make function how, make point. Right. Well, that's because I'm using the type vector, but if I remove that, yeah. So, right. The point. So I think I want some different printer. Let's see. How do I define printer? I never did that before. So printer name should observe the values. Printer option, printer name, print object, print function. Name, print function. Specify the format. I'm not getting this. Okay, so print function. Print function. Okay, I'm gonna just try that out. So print. Do I just go with print function? Printer option. So okay, printer option. Print function and print function option is just print function. Okay, here we go. Print function. What should it take though? Okay. So let's go with lambda with like 1 argument, and let's just print something. What is not a legal function? Okay, so this should be a function name. Okay, let's do it like that. Test. Okay, let's remove that and activate this print test. Alright. Okay, so what if I print that? Print test is undefined. How the heck it is? Oh, I've defined it as a structure. Man, it should be defined. Define, right. Valid number of arguments 3. Okay, so I think this just gets all of the fields. So how do I define it with, yeah, something like that? Just unexpected variable. Okay. I'm not using it anyway. So okay, why 2 times though? That's weird. That's very weird to say the least. But I think I got the general idea. So I think I should go with forget here. And yeah, first of all, I'm gonna define the printer, the pretty printer. So the pretty printer name would be something like something like system print, I guess. So it would be something like, yeah, I'm gonna symbolicate that. Okay, name and dash system dash print. And this will only just, oh, I think it should just return the function, not print it. Yeah, I think that's the thing here. Come on. First. Alright, and now... Oh. What is that? Okay. How should that work? From predominant method for structures of type generated. These options are not synonyms, but they perform a similar service. Choose which option. Oh, not synonyms. Okay. The choice is used. The function is called. Only one of those functions may be used. Blah blah blah. If print function option used, then the instruction type function is to be printed. The designated printing function is called on 3 arguments. Oh. Structure to be printed, a string and integer located in the current depth. That's the printer function. Okay. If the printer object will use, then the structure to be printed, the designated printer function is called on 2 arguments. The structure to be printed, the string to print to follow, if not type blah blah blah, printer name is supplied, printer construction name is generated. Yeah, obviously, clear, blah blah blah. Okay, I think I should use print object really. Function. So yeah, print object. And okay, so the thing is that this print test should take 2 arguments, the object and string, and it should print that to a string, something like that. Yeah, but okay, so the thing is, right, so now that works. Alright, so system print, it was the define, so this define is on the string, and it just prints. Yeah, maybe I should use formats. So the destination would be string. Would that work on format though? And yay! Yay! Yeah, that works. So I'm gonna just print what I'm gonna print. Just the system name. I guess that would suffice. So something like blah 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 system and blah 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 would be the name. So I'm gonna just how do I make it better? Maybe something like A, and then okay, I think A should be okay, right? Maybe in just a second. If I go with A and some symbol, alright. And if I go with S, yeah, still works. Okay, let's just go with S. So I'm gonna print, what I'm gonna print. So here I also should use symbolicate, but just go with the system. And I reckon I'm gonna be using quite a lot, so I think I'm gonna put it in let here in macro. So like structure name or system name. It would be this one. Alright. So I'm gonna just print it here, system name, and I'm gonna use it also here, system name. Yeah, and probably
here. Yeah, that also wouldn't work. I also have to use symbolicate here. This one and name. And also instead of name, I should remove system name, I think. So it would expand to make like wherever system. Make wherever system. Right. This works. So here the system name. Right, that's the printer. So I will put it here. So that's the, how it is called again? The print object. So the print object, that would be this this one. Maybe I should just change it here to system name and remove system dash system here. Yeah, that will do the trick. Yeah, and by the way, I'm using also this 2 times, so maybe I should also put that to let select the printer name. Yeah, that's one, so the printer name. Okay, so that's the printer, now the structure. So the print object is this printer name. Alright, so I think I don't have any more options to define for the structure. Predicate and clear. Yeah, here are the examples. Oh yeah, the documentation. Right, I almost missed that. Okay, I think that's some time for quick carbohydrates. Right, what happened? Okay. So the documentation, where I put that. Is supplied where it should be supplied. No sugary drinks are bad for you. I mean, sometimes they're okay, unless you have hypoglycemia. No, I don't have hypoglycemia, but well, yeah, I know they are bad, but sometimes your body just needs some sugar quick, and well, why don't give it to your body? So the documentation, where I put that name and options. Oh, so it is just after the name and options, but before the slots. All right. So it is like that. So yeah, I think that will do the trick. The documentation and then just the slots and well, they are the list. I like some energy drinks like Monster Zero, which does not have sugar in it, and also for the sweetness it has more words than sugar though. Yeah, I mean, I don't really digest those energy drinks well, because I think that's because of taurine, if I pronounce that correctly. That chemical that actually makes you like energetic. I'm not very good with that. Yeah. So I'm just stuck with this sugary stuff. I guess if you get enough physical like movement or enough physical well, stuff, you're kind of okay with some extra sugar. But then again, I don't. So what is it? If I may ask, I'm Andrews Berry. Managers. Yeah, nice to meet you. My name is Andrew. You mean what was it? You mean the drink? That's Schweppes. And probably they should pay me for the advertisement. Yeah.
that's shrubs.
Right, so I think I should put slots with this one here. And I think that's the basic outline for my macro.
So that's that.
What's wrong? Combo inside of the back. Oh, yeah, sure. What's that again? Order is, oh yeah, the order. So, slots. So I think I should append. Okay, so how do I properly append? I always forgot if I have the list of lists. Come on, just close. If I have the list of lists, how do I append some extra element to that? It was some function like list asterisk, I reckon others. Yeah, so maybe like if I want to add something like that to the list of something like that. Yeah, exactly. And is that the standard function? Yeah, it looks like it is standard function. Okay, so I'm gonna go just with list asterisk, then the order, right, the order, yeah, maybe just that, the order, oh, and that should be obviously quoted. Order, so the type would be xnum, obviously. Yeah, maybe I should open the docs again. The type option, yeah, slot read-only. Okay, so for slots I only can have type and read-only, I reckon. Yeah, the init form. Okay, so the slot description is slot name, slot init form, and then slot option. An option only can be type and read-only. Where can I stick documentation in here for a slot? No, that's the documentation for the structure overall. Okay, I'm gonna just try and Google that. Documentation. Was that some extra library? Introduction to structures. Documentation, description. Okay, let's see. Introduction. Oh, nope. Okay, this does not even have the documentation. Yeah. Docstring, yeah. So that's for the whole structure. Oh yeah, documentation. Make documentation string, the documentation for the slots accessor function. So this works actually. Is that even for the common list? Or is it like what even it is? Well, it looks like common list, so I'm gonna assume that it is. Okay. I'm gonna just try and do that. So, okay. Order type it's none, then yeah, right. So the initial value would be that order. here though. So this one goes to the list itself. Okay, I'm gonna just test it later. So okay, the order of type fixed none, and then actually, okay, I'm gonna just put some constant documentation here. I think the order. Oh, okay. Right, I'm gonna just go with that previous line. Yeah, that's it. That's this list. Oh yeah, and after that the slots. Alright. Okay, so now is this misplaced comma. So I think I really should have a backquote here. System name. Oh, what was that again? Line 18. Oh, yeah, sure. It's not the system name, it's just the. Oh, yeah, it should be. Let's start. Yay. So, I'm gonna just try and see to what it macro expands to, and if that, if I'm okay with that. So the system, like, let's say I'm trying to define some UI system, which was the last system I've implemented, and I got the documentation from, like, I don't know, something stupid like that, UI system, and I got some slots, like, I don't know, X of 0 and of type fixed number. Alright, so define UI system print. From string UI system. Oh, I should have the quote here, or it will blow up. Alright, format string to S UI system, right? And then dev struct of UI system was constructor make UI system and object UI system print current new predicate new. Got the doc string UI system, then the field order, and then the field X. Okay, I'm gonna try and execute this. Oops. Yay, what? Unknown keyword documentation. Expected one of type and read only. Oh, yeah, I see. So this is not like common Lisp. I guess this is, well, judging by the document name, it is Lisp machine Lisp, which is like predecessor to common Lisp. Yeah, that's a shame that you can't have the documentation for the field in the struct. Well, then again, I think you could attach a docstring later to that accessor function. Maybe I should use that. That's even Emacs. That. Attach. Okay, and maybe I should switch it to be dark mode. Okay, how to say strings? Strings. I don't need to get it, I need to set it. Just wait like yeah, maybe I'm gonna just read the manual. So what does the manual says? So the manual says that we have set F on documentation. On function. Right. Okay, so I think I can work with that. Yeah, first of all, I don't really have the way to define it here. and after that, yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna just put it to do and work on that later. So there is the way I can just manually go through that slots list, just extract the documentation key and value from that, like from a plist, and then to attach it by setf to the proper function. Okay, that seems tedious, so I'm going to do that like that. So I'm going to put it to do get documentation slots documentation accessors. Right. Okay, so that's the version, and yeah. Attempt to redefine the structure of the definition. Right, so I already have the UI system, so I'm gonna try and redefine that. Okay, so first of all, now I have this low level constructor, so I can call make UI system. Yeah, and for some reason it is not printed like I want it to be printed. That's weird. So this macro expands to this. So I have this print object, UI system print, but for some reason it is still printed as the usual structure. Why is that happening? So let's see. Call print. Yeah, that's the same. That's weird. So I've defined. Okay, what is the documentation for that? I wonder. Does that work? So, like for the instance, I mean, would that work for the instance? Doc type. What is the doc type? The documentation for documentation. Yeah, that's fun. Documentation. Doc type. Oh yeah, function list symbol. Function list was symbol, method combination, nodes, packages, structure. Yeah, structure class. Let's see. Structure class. Will support the documentation doc type. Structure class for object of type UI system. What if I ask for that in the class itself, like in UI system? For object of type symbol. Okay, let's go with symbol. Yeah, well, unsupported documentation, doc type symbol for object of type symbol. I mean, come on, don't be that stupid. I think probably I should kinda inspect that instance. Make UI system. The object is a structure object of type UI system. So somehow I don't even get that doctrine here. That's weird. Okay, I think I can inspect it with slimy here. Yeah, right, that's obviously the same. What if I do describe? Yeah, right, structure object. Okay, alright. Keep your secrets then. But what if I kinda access like UI system, yeah, X of that like instance. I mean, make UI system. Yeah, that works. Okay. That's reassuring. So, oh, what's that? Oh, okay, that's my application that shows buttons. Okay, so somehow print object does not work for that, but yeah, generally it kind of works. Okay, I'm gonna not fixate on that and go on further. So, okay, so I obviously need an instance of that, but before making the instance, I need a proper structure. So, my implementation call system initialize. So first of all, I should call system initialize and then initialize components. Right. The thing is that I don't want to call initialization right away. I need it to somehow be initialized when the game is started, like somewhere in the clone LISP here, somewhere later here. Yeah. So just after all of the internal Allegro stuff is initialized, I want to start initializing those systems. Right, so I don't want it right away, I want it at some point later. Right, so let's check out that flow works. So I wanted to go with that. That's a weird color, but okay. So it is evaluated at load time, and yeah, so I reckon I can do setf on that. Right, so probably I can go with nil as the initial value and then setf it later to a proper instance. Okay, that will do. But the thing is, how do I call all of those instances? Yeah, so my idea about that is, was to have some sort of system registry or something like that and use that. Right, yeah, so the idea was even remove system ref. So I would have this name of this global variable as well generated by macro, but then I should have this registry of sorts which will allow me first to initialize them all at once, like instead of this explicit wrap, and then second to go over all of, like on all of those systems, like this with systems macro does. Yeah, that one. So this just goes over that hash table systems with earmuffs. But I think I'm gonna have to replace that too. So with systems, some kind of registry, and also initialization. Yeah, so about that global variable, I think, okay, so I'm gonna put it here, yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna just put that variable here, my global vars. Okay, I'm gonna just also add this global vars to my ASD file as dependency. So I'm using the FG here, global vars. Right, and I already have that quick loaded, so I can go on with that. Right, so define global var star. Define var star. So I'm gonna define that the name. By the way, I wonder if I can have type declaration on that. I mean, I will just check it. Oops, nope, nope. Jesus. Okay, so I think I already have earmuffs X, which is like this global variable. Let's see. Yeah, this one, global var X. So, what if I decline a type on that? How do I... Okay, I'm gonna just do a fix num. Fix num on earmuffs X. Would that work? Yeah, kinda works. That's fun. Okay, so I'm gonna first decline the type on that. So decline this structure system name on that variable name. So the variable name would be, what would that be? So the tradition here is to use dashes in the beginning and the end. So right, so this would be dash dash, and yeah, maybe I should also put it here. So the variable name. The variable name would be symbolicate dash, then like something system, like UI system. So that would be system name then, and then just the dash again. Okay, I think, oops, no. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm gonna decline that variable name. That looks weird, but okay. And then define global var. Wait a second. Okay. So the variable name. This way? Yeah. The variable name and the initial value of nil. Right. So I got this variable, and now I should put it. Well, then again, I think I need, as this registry, I maybe need some sort of hash table again. And this hash table also probably should be a global var defined by this library. Yeah, that looks meh. I mean, I already had this hash table, so this looks like changing whatever. It takes 135 milliseconds to parse 16 kilobyte worth of C# code with the Roslyn compiler thingy. 135 milliseconds to parse 16 kilobytes. Okay. 12 kilobytes if I replace all consecutive spaces with a single space character, so I don't want the indentation towards code line. Right, that's fun fact. 12 kilobytes, right. It's quite quick. Yeah, but I mean, if you, for instance, program in Common Lisp, there are compilers which are well known for their speed, like this CCL I was using before.
I mean, it is considered the fastest compiler of all of them. So I think there is some computer algebra system called Maxima. It's written in Common Lisp, and it is compiled. I don't know the source size, but it is compiled by CCL in, I think, under a minute, and the whole source code is, I mean, it is a computer algebra system. It is quite big. So yeah, Common Lisp should be quite a bit faster. Maxima, yeah. And by the way, it is that, I mean, it was that guy who develops some, well, I mean, he's also a game developer, and he also, by the way, streams some stuff on Twitch. I think I should subscribe to him. And he got some weird ideas about the whole programming industry to the point that he's developing his own language to like program his games, and he has got some commercially, I mean, successive games. Yeah, I tried to find a CAS for C# or at least .NET. They are all so difficult to use. C# makes it impossible to do even the most basic things, at least for it. And, yeah, I mean, C# is like that. It's just something that shines at corporate stuff in corporate environment when you need some applications for, I don't know, banks or something like that. But for game dev, don't think so. Yeah, so I was talking about that guy who develops games in his own language, and his language is kind of similar to C, but kind of better. So that's the usual idea of those language creators, to create a better C. But the thing is that, well, first of all, this language of his is kind of really tailored to game development, and the impressive thing about this language of his is that it compiles with some, like, I mean, lightning speed. So it compiles the whole game, which contains like megabytes of source code in, like, I don't know, several seconds. So that's impressive, if you ask me. Plus in there